Konnichiwa, mina. Hello everyone and welcome. So this is going to be a little bit different. As the title says, I'm going to attempt a tiny beginner guide as requested by some of my pups. So things I will try to go over are, for example, let's see, the best way to level, what are some good characters, even though the most important thing is you have fun with your characters. The gear, some materials, how you get them, the things you can do, and some other stuff. This will probably not be a 1 hour guide, obviously. My streams normally are an hour, but this will be a guide. So I'm gonna try and wrap this up in a good about 20 minutes. So let's get into this. It's in a stream, so if I miss anything, feel free to add it in the chat. If I missed anything after the stream is over, feel free to add it in the comments, and then together we can make a good guide. But before we go into that, let me just remind you, I am not the best in this game. I do not know everything. This is an attempt to beginner guide. So if you want to know way more about this game, I suggest you just look up multiple guides and then take the best from everything and mix it together in your head in one perfect guide, pretty much. So here we go. First of all, usually when you log in, you'll get a lot of login rewards. Definitely in the beginning, for example, I had some free characters as well in the beginning, so you just accept those and this is something that I just got. You can spend, it's a gacha game, Honkai Impact, so you can spend obviously a lot of money if you want. I spent some. What I try to spend now only is for a good $5, if I'm not mistaken, per month, something like that. Get a daily login reward, which you just saw, which are some crystals, which you use to use the gacha. Now, in the beginning, you're going to have a lot more missions than this. You want to try and do your dailies for leveling up as much as you can. What you can do in the beginning definitely is like click on a specific daily and then you will see what they give. You will actually see this is the level up XP, this is mentions duty for getting other rewards as well, it's battle pass for more rewards, and this is literally just XP needed for leveling up. Now in the beginning you'll have a lot more than what you see here. Some are weeklies, it is mentioned next to it. That keeps it nicely ordered. Only do these once, obviously, and the reset is usually mentioned everywhere. Also the level limit, depending on how high your level are or is, you will unlock more sometimes. But in the beginning you'll have a lot more. So to definitely take a look at those if you want to level as fast as you can. There's always gonna be extra rewards to pick up. There's also an event tab in which you usually also get rewards. Never forget those, try to log in daily and just accept all the rewards that there are. Going from your dailies, which are like all here, there's also a story part in which you will have quests or missions that you can do that will give you extra XP. So these are in the same, let me go back real quickly, it's in the mission tab, you go to story. Don't forget these. They go up all the way to level 70, and as it looks here, for me, I am at the end. So these are things that you need to do as well. They will give you normal XP as well. In here, you also will have challenges, as you can tell here. There are some more stuff to do here. These will also give you XP if you want to level as fast as possible, because the higher level you are, the more things you can do in this game. There's also this here, which is, again, all new challenge. More stuff to do to level up. Now a lot of things do cost stamina in the game. Stamina regions as you are offline as well, or as you are playing the game. Now normally how it works is if you go to your dorm, you have here your dorm bonuses. These are coins, you collect them, and this is your stamina. Do mention here it says stores 45%, this will be lower in the beginning of excess stamina. So if I'm not mistaken, what I mean with that is the more stamina you have over your max amount, the more you will get in your off time cooldown. So technically my max is under 50. I'll receive more if I have 200 over 150 instead if I have like 150 on 150. That's as far as I would know how it goes. The bonus tab, as I mentioned in the beginning, you'll actually probably have some other stuff here as well. There's even a level bundle here. You can upgrade it for real money, but take a look at everything. Don't miss, but it seems to start only at 4 here. Monthly car bonus, this is what I tend to get from time to time, but there is no need. Because I just went over all the best ways to level up. Pretty much follow your dailies. The dailies are the best thing to level up. If you want to get some more experience, you can just obviously go to your attack and then do your story. Follow the story here. This is what you also want to be doing for leveling. Story is pretty good so far. I still have a lot of work, as you can tell myself. I'm only at chapter 10 and we're already at, what's this, 25 if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I have a lot of work to do as well. Also have expeditions in which you can actually unlock some characters as well. You get fragments for characters. I own 16 here. And you need a good 60 usually for some characters. Others require 80, that depends on their rarity. You can unlock them here. You can actually grind for these characters. You want to talk about characters a little bit, individual guides I will not be making for those, because they're fairly self-explanatory. It's not super hard to learn to use your characters, and there's a lot of guides over there as well, so I'm gonna stick to beginner guide. But some of these are actually still pretty good to unlock for free, like Swallowtail Celia here, Swallowtail, Phantasm. I use her a lot in the beginning, and as you can see, she's completely free to play. You just finish this act, you give him stamina, you clear it, and then you have a chance on getting her fragment, which you can then use again to make her stronger. Get her from an A to an S to S with a star, etc, etc, all the way to triple S, which is the maximum. Mine is not there yet, but you know. In the beginning there is no co-op yet. I think this will be unlocked around 15 or 18 if I'm not mistaken. In co-op there's other stuff to do as well. These things will give you extra rewards and materials. These things you can use in the stores, but we'll get over that in a bit. You will get a little bit of XP out of this. I still think that the best way to level up is obviously follow your dailies and do stories, and some of these expeditions near the higher end, I would say, do tend to give some decent XP as well. Definitely try to do your material event every day as well. The moment you start to unlock them, these will become better on a higher level as well. Now we are in the weekend, so it is only coins, but there are, during the weekday, every day has a different task, or some days do combine tasks, but it's for materials that you will need later on to enhance your gear. Now it actually does give quite some decent XP as well, and after you finish your 1 month first period, I think your extra level up quests are in the first month if I remember correctly. After that, this will actually be one of your dailies to do. Finish the material one and finish the battlesuit one, for example, and then combined you will get decent out of this as well. So you'll unlock more and more in here. Even for me, the next one, you can't see it now. Can we? No, we cannot because we're in the weekend. For me, the next one will be at level 81, which is for more stuff. Open world you will unlock eventually as well. This is actually pretty jokes to do. You have like 3 different maps here that you unlock depending on your level. You first have access to Sakura Samsara, then a post Honkai Odyssey, and eventually Shixel headquarters. You actually have a little bit of an open world here in which you can do missions as well. Each week you have to choose which one you want to do. In the beginning, obviously, you will be stuck at one, so let me just sacrifice this real quickly here. Then you can get access. You will have a nice story to follow here. This mentioned here, of course, but I did clear it already. You will unlock adventure tasks eventually as well. These cost quite a bit of stamina, but they do give some good rewards as well. You have a refresh button here. You actually have a chance on, as you can even see, crystals here, nice or decent XP at least for your personal account, and some checker fragments. So you just accept it. You say yes, I want to give my stamina. Now it's there. In the beginning, you'll get a few of these, so you can actually quick clear them. And then you have a 5. This resets a good few times per week. So as long as you have stamina, though these consume quite a bit because they're a good 30 per, you have 5, so it's 150 stamina instantly on a day if you want to finish it. But it is definitely worth it though. Also, you'll get some stuff that you can exchange in the shops right here, but that's still ways of leveling. You can just take a look at them. And Chronicles is to do missions with specific characters. You can see it tells you what you have to do first of all. I can't even play all of them, and you usually need a specific character for this as well. Same goes with challenges. You will unlock more and more challenges depending on your level. A lot of these do give some crystals as well, so there's always a decent way of getting crystals. I still need to do it even on going 10 hours, so let me try not to forget that for today. Memorial Arena is also 4 materials. You will unlock this eventually. You can get Ancient Willpower here and some materials to get XP and more stuff depending on your level. This is all the way after 70 only. So in here you fight a boss a few times, up to a maximum of 5 times. The faster you clear it in the last level, the more you'll get. And there's a ranking which will give you rewards at the end of the week. Ranking rewards are here. Depending on how good you did, you'll get more of these. These tokens can also be used to unlock characters. The game actually does help you quite a bit because you can actually say, I want to get these, so how do I get these? The source says Memorial Arena, and you exchange them in the War Treasury. So let's real quickly hop in there, and you can see here we are. You need tokens to unlock either fragments for upgrading characters, which I am doing for example with Delta here, Molotov Cherry. Already have 10 out of 10 for this week, so I have to wait for tomorrow reset, then I can buy more once I have tokens at least, but I still need to do it as well. And eventually you can get, this is pretty new actually, this was introduced in the last patch, you can actually unlock characters completely, but that does require some weeks of grinding. But some of these are pretty good. I am aiming for Phoenix after I have my Molotov Cherry, for example, upgraded to where I want her. So there's that. Other things we have here are Universal Mirage. This is new as well for a little bit now. We have an ice stage, a fire stage, and a lightning stage, and a neutral physical stage, with other words. This is something you want to do eventually the moment you unlock it. From time to time, if you want to make stigmatas. Stigmatas are like parts you put on your armor, so to speak. You have a top, a middle, and a bottom part, which will increase your character's strength, and they all have an effect. So you go and get this, you get this source Universal Mirage, and then you actually get here again. The first time you clear this, it will be for free. After that, you can choose to spend some of these time scroll passes to get a higher reward. As you can see, extra cost 50. You can buy some of these in the shop as well. We'll go over the shops in a bit. Activity, let's see, that takes you to the shop actually. See, you can get these for some tokens. You can actually trade in materials that you get there, ether fuel, you'll get that for clearing the Mirage as well. You can actually change those into some of the materials as well. That's quite expensive, and you do need these as well to make the stigmata, so I would not suggest this in the beginning, definitely not. Wait until you maybe have like sufficient amounts of it, then you could. Keep in mind you do need the fuel as well, usually most of the time, to make a stigmata. But don't go wasting it on grinding, on buying the materials you can actually grind. It will take some time, that is true. I still need to do some of the fire as well, but where's that? You actually have a link, as you can see, to the foundry, which is where you make them. Now you can see here, for example, that you need the fuel, you need materials. Some characters or some stigmatas require another stigmata first. Let me see if I can find mine, for example. I think it's only a G1 that I'm looking for. Oop, I'm probably looking for G2. See, there we go. I still want this part, for example. There's two ways of getting this one. Either you collect a lot of the G2 mats, which is mentioned here, like this. If you click on it, you can instantly see where you can get it. You exchange them in the Master Shop, you Battle Arsenal, and you get them from open world adventures. Need the fuel, need the mats. Now they're added a second way, which is using another stigmata to reduce the amount of materials. We go from 200 materials to only a 125. Fuel goes from 900 to 550, and the spatial lens goes from 160 to only a 110. But you do need another stigmata for that. Now I already have this. Normally, if you don't, for example, you can click on it and it will actually just tell you which materials you need for this one. And again, the same, you can say get, you can say I want to buy it, for example, with Mithril, you can actually buy it here. Go back, you can source Honkai Impact stages, so it actually leads you towards everything that you just need to know. Source, you can actually get them from the adventure tasks here as well, as mentioned before. Don't have to be here. I'm gonna put this real quick here. But it is in here, and remember, you have a free refresh button if you want to try your luck again. And source expeditions, you will unlock these with your level. In the beginning, you'll probably end up all the way till here, I think, Valkyrie Ranger. But with more levels, more characters will be unlockable, and more materials will be grindable as well. So that's the good thing. You definitely don't have to pay in this game. to be able to get some fun characters or good characters, you can literally play the game actually decently for free. There are some really good free-to-play characters as well. Now in the beginning you might actually unlock some strong characters, like I had the luck as well, because of events and because you're new. We also have character trial, which you need actually specific characters for. The reward, the big rewards on the bottom is usually this one. You do have some rewards in the process as well, but you need the specific characters for this. Are on the front page. Don't have them, you can't play it. This is something even unlocked really lately for me as well, so there's just more stuff to do here. This is from the default. We're gonna skip this real quick because we don't gonna do that, but it's the same. You need a specific character, I think, to do this, or you fight a specific character. I think in this case actually you probably fight her, get some good rewards, but even some of this stuff is still out of my reach. I need to get stronger. There's always event stuff to do as well. Something I do suggest as well is to join an Armada. Now I actually don't have contact with anyone in here, but an Armada is good as long as you're welcome. You have sim battles which reset every so many days. I still need to do mine as well here, and I still have 15 hours left. You get rewards there. These are Armada tokens that are used in the Armada Shop. Get them, it tells you again the sources. Also can help out your Armada by donating materials that you have, and you'll get rewards in return, which are also the seals normal. Then you can also ask, actually, as you can see, Cedric asked for a Phantasm fragment. You can donate one, and you can give one, and then you will actually get this. That's what I mean. But you can go the other way around as well. You can actually ask for something. Just imagine you also are aiming to get silly. Then you do pay a fee. It stays there for 10 hours, I think, or it's cooldown on 10 hours, and you pay some of the materials, and then someone can donate this to you and gets the materials instead. So joining an Armada is definitely good. You will probably get the prompt a few times in the beginning to join one. Do take a look at some if they are active and if they don't have too high requirements. This one is pretty chill. You don't have to do anything. And this takes you to the Armada Shop. In here you can see you can trade off the tokens for materials to level up stuff or to pull. And this is for a bit later in the game when you want to upgrade your weapons. So we got the Armada, we got the dorm. I already told you, follow your dailies for leveling up the most. In the beginning you'll have loads of achievements. As you can see, I'm almost at the maximum. You have loads of achievements. A lot of them do give you crystals as well. There's still a few that I can get even that give crystals, but there's a lot of achievements. You will unlock a lot of them. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's a really fun game to play as well. You might get mails in which this is just a warning that my subscription has passed. You will get some mails maybe with rewards in. You keep an eye on that as well. Definitely don't forget to go to your dorm, as I mentioned before. Grab your stamina, grab your money. In the dorm you can actually put eventually some characters if you want. It's pretty jokes. In a tiny house for everyone. And put some characters in there. If you want to talk with these, they give you some of the rewards. Go. Go. Right, that's just a funny thing. In the dorm you do have your expeditions and your errands. Now remember where I said you can unlock characters with fragments by repeating stages, or you can get materials by doing that. You can actually send out your Valkyries to do those. They will do them in 1 hour time. It requires different types of stamina. It requires your normal stamina, but also stamina for your characters, pretty much. Now let's see, last thing I did was, I think this one here? Yeah. So you can say quick dispatch. It will take up 3 characters that can do it. These are possible drops. This is your stamina that it will take, 20. There we go, 20. And this is the stamina that the Valkyries have. Now this will regen differently. It probably is mentioned here. There you go. Let's explain. This is different. This is not your stamina. I will send out 5 because in my case, for example, one of my dailies is do this 5 times. There we go. You can also send them on errands, which I will just accept the rewards for now. After your first month, and you will lose a lot of your dailies, I would say you can start from the bottom, for example, if you want to try. There was an event going on, for example, now, which required you to do 5 a day, but they do take up a long time. As you can see, 14 hours, 12 hours. So I started from the bottom. With a quick dispatch, it will give you the 4 characters, or 3 characters, depending on how many it needs, that will be able to do it. tell you the rewards. You will get these guaranteed in 12-hour times. It needs 55 out of this amount that I have. So I can start this. This regions up, or is there. Quick dispatch, all of them. Quick dispatch is the easiest. No worries, it does not mean you cannot use these characters. I was afraid of that in the beginning. These characters can definitely still be used. This is unlinked to being able to use your characters, so it's fine. The higher level your characters, the higher, for example, the agility and everything else will become. So the more things they will be able to do. These tokens you get from the errands you can use in the shop. These are the tokens. You can use it for this. Either materials to advance different kind of skills for a few specific characters, either dorm supply pools, or a chance on getting fragments for specific characters. There's also a chance of a card actually even to unlock the character itself, or materials. I will probably use it on the materials real soon. I use it on this a few times. This is also in a special shop. I don't even think this is there in the beginning yet. So let's just go back to our beginning screen again. The elf will only unlock after 50 if I'm not mistaken. You will get one at least that will help you out. It's not the easiest thing to unlock multiples, but this is not beginner, so don't you worry about that. This one is already a pretty decent one. She can deal some damage and heal your character. Hi. Now, in the beginning, you will start with, let's go over that real quickly, Valkyries. You will start with White Comet, which is the basic Kiana one. But well, if I can find her. You will start with Kiana. You will have Seishu, me, and a Bronya. I don't know exactly which one it is, I don't remember that, but that's your first team. Your teams do exist out of 3 Valkyries normally. You can play with less, but eventually 3 is what you want to do. Now let's, for example, go to a character here. Let's take Kiana. We can click on here and it will actually give us a tiny explanation of what her stats are. Damage, burst, survival, support, peace, and goal. Now it will also tell you her ultimate and her leader skill. You can see. It will also tell you what she is. It's a physical damage dealer with a stun effect. Oh, here it is. Okay, so stuns enemies cannot move. It will tell you some matches that actually have the same sort of effect. Now, here is a good part though. Depending on who to use in your team and what equipment to use, the game is actually really helpful. There's no need too much for guides. Now they do work with other characters, do not worry about that. But this is, for example, the combo you will, it's Valkyrie Chariot. These are your best partners in the beginning because these will be the free ones you get. How to get them, it tells you again, for World Adventure or Expeditions. As you know, some of these are free to play. Equipment wise, actually the same. Your beginner weapon and beginner stigmatas are pretty good. Some of these will drop during stories, for example. Other ones you can make. Let's take a look, for example, at the economic, which is definitely doable to make. And usually the master are harder to make or they are purely gacha. Source Foundry, we can actually still make this one, for example. Let's see what the rest says. Foundry or Exchange House, so we can actually still make this set as well. And just click on Go Foundry and it will tell you what you need. It's as simple as that. The beginner weapons are definitely good in the beginning. Now some characters, for example, will have their own special set. Go here, if we go to recommendation. Yeah, I went another way now, by the way, sorry. We go here, and equipment, there we go. I do have this set, but this was gacha only, for example. Source, not available, so this means gacha only. Let's go back to Arkiana, or let's go to Celia actually. Because I did use her a lot, as you can see, double S. I did grind a little bit to get her. Now you can actually just, instead of going from here, you can also just go to weapons. Recommendations, it will bring you back to this weapon. Memorial Arena and Abyss, there are different game modes, as mentioned, of course. Usually, as you can see, actually, her, so to speak, basic best one is also the best for everything else. Some do have a difference, some do not. Now, if you want to have no different builds, I would suggest go look it up on YouTube or the internet, obviously. You do not always need this. Sometimes there's a decent combination of free-to-play stuff, which I'm trying to get, for example, on my Durandal. That's free-to-play stigmatas and everything. Now level up. Obviously, you use them, they will level up, you will get enough materials, you can also grind these materials to make them level up, you just add it and put it in there. Simple as that. How to get? Again, it tells you how to get them. Source Expedition in her case, which is what I did a lot in the beginning. I really liked her side movement. And a preview will tell you what you will get eventually. So at double S with 1 star, this will be upgraded. All of you can get her all the way to double S, this will be unlocked. Extra effect. It will tell you here how many fragments you need. Burn, that's all fine. So, after the weapons, we have the stigmatas. Now you can level up everything. Let's go first to maybe a stigmata that's not leveled up yet. So let's swap this out just for a random piece. Equip. This is not a good one for this character, but that doesn't matter. If you click on it yourself, you can actually enhance it. It will allow you to quick select. Enhance now, it will cost you a bit of gold as well, keep that in mind. Eventually, in the beginning you'll have lots of money, at the end you might be short. You will level it up. Once you've leveled it up, let's do this for the sake of the guide. Level up all the way to 25, then you can upgrade. It will require materials to upgrade the stigmata as well. In the beginning you will need tiny sakura will, and you will need micro reactors. At the end for a higher stigmata, because this is only a 3-star one, can go up to 4-star maximum. When you are, switch this back now. Yeah. Yep. When you have actually this one, yeah, there we go. When you get to higher stigmata, her 4th set for example, this is her best set. Upgrading that is going to be a bit more costly. But again, this comes from your dailies, you can do this every day and you will definitely get enough, as you can tell. These are a bit harder to get, it requires also a lot more, but you can still get them a lot of ways. There's that. The same with the weapon. Weapon can be leveled up and will require materials to be upgraded eventually. Now some weapons can eventually be turned into what they call a pry arm, but that is not in the beginner guide, that's for level 81. I can't even do that. So yeah, that's just not for now. Hi Hadeza, nice guy to think. If you still know tips as well, let them know in the comments or in the chat. Skill wise, you just want to upgrade as much as you can, as long as you like the character, that's the most important thing. Now I guess, speaking of characters, which ones are good? There are so many tier lists all over the place on the internet. They are good, they are strong, and etc, etc. But the important thing is indeed just to have fun with them as well. For example, I did get Herrscher of Void for free in the beginning. You guys might get something really strong for free in the beginning as well. I got lucky in a gacha and I actually have Herrscher of Thunder. This is one of the best ones in the game still. You have Rosalia with her core upgrade. Some characters will have this, by the way, a core. You won't actually be able to unlock this in the beginning, but making this and leveling it up will change their skill set. But that's not for a beginner guide, that's for maybe another time if I want to make a more in-depth guide. But let's see, some from the beginner characters. Actually, Ranger is not bad. She's actually really good support the moment you unlock her core. So if you wanna also a really cool looking character, by the way. UI colors, flippin' awesome. If you want a decent support, she's pretty good. Now do keep in mind as well, it is always mentioned in Synergy which combinations work as well. If you don't have any of these, just look up the character guide for on YouTube. There are so many guides, so many people did spend a lot of time and know a lot more of this game than I do. So go check that out and it will tell you. And now I had a lot of fun with Seele in the beginning. She's free to play. Her beginner stuff really helps her out. Hang on, let's go. Recommendation. I still have the beginner, except for the weapon now. The beginner set is actually decent, good for her. She's fun for a lot of fast gameplay as well. And who does not love a side? So I actually invested quite a bit in her in the beginning and I grinded as much as I could to get her as high as I could at the time. Until I got some better characters. So there's a whole bunch of them, but just keep in mind, as long as you have fun with it, that's the most important part. Because so far, a lot of things do work with a lot of different characters. You do want to keep in mind if you are fighting against bosses in, for example, Memorial Arena, which you will unlock eventually, which I mentioned yet. You do need to keep in mind if there are counters. For example, fighting our QB here. Ice damage will get a plus, fire damage will get a lower. So you do want to try and keep in mind what elemental you use. So in my case, I had obviously a quantum Ice damage dealer, as you can see here, ice symbol, you deal more damage. So you do want to keep that in mind. There's also the extra effect, the game does explain that to you in the beginning, that for example you have a bio character, you have psychic characters, and you have mecha characters. They all go like pretty much like Pokemon. One thing does more damage on the other one, the other does more damage on the other one, and then again, and it makes a circle like that. This does get explained really good in the beginning. Now I think the last thing I probably will go over are like the supply and of course the shop. So let's go to supply, which puts you to everything. Here is the big gacha. You cannot go wrong with the dorm supply. I would not say spend your gems in here if you get gems in the beginning, because you'll definitely get a lot for free. I would not recommend spending them in here. Spend these, you can buy these as well. As you can see, dorm shop, Armada terminal, that's up to you. You can get pretty much everyone in here. This one will give you equipment. Now if you do like a specific character, I would say use some crystals for a focused one, which will have a chance. Then again, there is no need. Remember, there are quite a bit free-to-play characters that are actually really good in the beginning and pull you through. The Elf Gacha will unlock at level 50, just as I mentioned earlier already. This one will focus on gear, has a higher chance on dropping, or has a guarantee after so many pulls. Same here for the character, as you can see, guaranteed after so many pulls. Now if we go to the shop is pretty long. I'll go over this real quickly, and that should probably be the end of the guide. You have your normal shop or your logistic terminal, which is sort of daily deals with all the different currencies that you have. We have our coins, we have our crystals, we have our asteroid or Easter, we have our mithril. In the exchange shop, you need specific materials to change it in. Now how to get these, again, type on the plus and you will get there. Converting weapons, if you destroy a rare weapon, you can get this. You can salvage, or well, hang on, the first thing is convert it, but you do destroy it obviously. You convert it, you get them field. You can also salvage it to get a Honkai Cube, which you then again need to upgrade a 4-star to 4-star and a tiny star, 4-star and 2 tiny stars, and into a 5-star eventually. Same goes for the red tokens. You can salvage Stigmata in getting this, and you can also get it from Open World Adventure Weekly Finalization. Dorm Shop, as mentioned before, this comes from your errands. The stuff you can see, you can get a dorm supply card in here. Supply shop is probably, I don't think you get this in the beginning. You get this from doing this game as well. This is not in the beginning. Activity shop, in here we go with all the things that you do. So this is from Memorial Arena, as mentioned before. Click on the plus, Memorial Arena, to unlock characters. Battle Arsenal, this comes from Timeworks. Type in source, it's a weekly thing. It's not in the beginning I think yet though. Same, you can get materials here and you can get character fragments. Co-op shop as well, again, only around level 15 or 18 if I'm not mistaken. You can start doing co-ops, and this is what you can get from there. You'll get these tokens, you get these tokens. You can get this thing here, which requires 1, and will give you 50 of these tokens, to then again buy something else. Mirage Store, upgrade your Stigmata, or to craft Stigmata as well. You can also get these items here that will put bonuses on your Stigmata, because you can refine your Stigmatas. Before I continue the shop, let me show that real quick as well, so you know. There is a refine tab here as well. You need to unlock it, reroll, and then you'll get a bonus here. Let's go to someone who has a bonus on them. Sake of showing, there we go. So deal extra damage to shields and gain attack. It can also be that it will have extra damage for a specific character. Let's see if I have one of these. Nope, I don't. Okay, so some will, for example, say psychic characters do more damage. Going back to the shop where I was. Gosh, right. Armada terminal, as I mentioned before. Join on Armada as fast as you can. This will really help you out. Sim battles, do some commissions. You can get some good stuff in here. This is helpful. This is helpful. If you want to pulse, this will help. In the beginning, you can get your things here. Also, this is for eventually later on. You can become a sensei for people and help them out a bit, and you can become a pupil of someone, and then the same, you will get extra quests that you can do. If you find a sensei, good for you, because it will give you extra XP as well. Now, Easter egg is something you will get in time from events, from quests and everything. You can spend it here for multiple things. Materials, you can see. Fragments to unlock characters, as you can see. An augment course, which is what I told you, to activate a different character within your character, pretty much change their skills. Do be wiseful with this, because you do not get them super much anymore at the end, time to time. Mithril, however, you do get a bit more often, so feel free to use this from time to time. But still, try to think of how much you use. In the beginning, you will get a lot of stuff for free. The standard coin shop, I barely actually use this. And then the event shop, which I can't explain too much about. It's literally each time event bounded, you just have to check the event for that. Now I think I went pretty much over everything. If I missed something, just leave a comment in the comments. Laga, that made sense. And yeah, try the game out. The game's really fun. I hope this guides help you a little bit. It was my first attempt to a guide, so please don't be too mad on this Fox Deity. I did my best here. I think I did go over most of it. Again, I just cannot stress it most enough. Just make sure you play a Valkyrie you have fun with. There's a lot of footage on there out of YouTube as well to see gameplay. Skills are explained as well, by the way. Just have to level them up. And there's a lot of good guides on how to play characters or some tricks with characters. There's pretty good stuff out there. So remember as well, even with this guide, go look up another beginner guide as well, and then see if I did good, will you? So, thanks for joining this guide. I hope it will help you out. The game's not so hard in the beginning. There are a lot of links that actually put you through to where you need to be to receive it or how you can spend it. And in the beginning, if you want to level, I cannot stress enough, missions. Focus on your dailies. You will have a lot of dailies in the beginning that will definitely help you level up faster. Because the higher level, the more stuff you will unlock. That's the fun. Higher level, the further you can go into your story, and the more things you will unlock in challenges to do as well. On that note, I'm gonna end this here. Thank you everyone for joining. I hope the tiny guides help you. And yeah, if you want to see more of this Fox Call, subscribe, become a pup. If you want to see other guides, I don't know, let me know. Maybe I can do something else. There are different games that I play. I will only do them if I feel comfortable about it. I think I did a decent job in here. If I missed anything, leave it in the comments. And yeah, help each other out. Help each other out, that's all I can say. So, on that note, have a nice day. Arigatou gozaimasu, mina. Thank you very much for joining. And see you in the next one. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.